Moving forward here, we have in the last video we used element selectors, H1 and H2 in this case, to apply styles to an HTML page. What we're going to do in this one is we're going to use an ID selector. So if you recall, in a previous video we set up a section with an ID of main body. So what we want to do is we want to come back up into our embedded style sheet, and in order to affect an ID, what you need to do is you use the pound sign, and then in this one you see that it prompts you for the available IDs. Depending on your editor, it's going to behave differently, but the format is the same as an element selector, except that you identify the ID that you're going to use. In this case it was the pound sign, which means it's an ID, and then main body, and then we have the ability to affect things in the same way. So what I want to do in this case is a background color, and I'll just do blue just to keep it simple, and then when we come over here you'll see that the element that had the ID of main body has turned now has a blue background. So what we're looking at in our code is that we've got this section with a main body. It's got the H1 that was affected with this color of orange up above along with the other H1, and so that applied as well. Now if I wanted to combine more than one of these selectors, what I could do is I could do main body. So I'm saying that in the main body, if I have an H1, what I want the color to be is, let's just try red, and then I put my curly brackets there. When I come over here, you'll see that that has turned to red. Now an interesting thing has happened here. I've gotten more specific with this H1. I've said that in the element that has an ID of main body, if there's an H1, I want it to turn red. So this one turned red, this one did not. The rule that is in place is the one that is most closely associated with that, and the more specific it is, the more likely as it gets more specific, it overrules those things that are less specific. So H1 applies to this one, and it would apply to this one if this rule wasn't there, but this rule is more specific, so this one overrides that H1 orange rule in the CSS. So that's one of the things that allow you to get finer control of your website, is that you've got the ability. I may have 5 H2s in a page. I can colorize them based upon a number of factors. One of them is by where it sits within a containing element. And so that's a way that you can use the ID element combined with the element selector in order to finally target a specific rule. Now, one of the things I mentioned in a previous video is that you can only use an ID one time in a page. So if you want to use it more often, say that we wanted to use a class or apply something to each of these L1s here, what we would use then is a class. A class is similar to an ID, except that it can be used on multiple elements in the same page, whereas an ID can only be used in a single element. So in the next video we'll take a look at how you use the class, and we'll do some affecting of elements using that.